WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American. Today I'm in Hamburg at the Hanse Spirit 2019, together with
Hanse, Stauning Whiskey.
Oh, Denmark, very good.
Yeah.
Stauning, the elusive, exclusive whiskey, very good. A little bit of the history, maybe also with the injection of money as well.
Yeah, I can tell you. Started in 2005,
Right.
9 friends, very small hobby project.
Yeah.
Didn't want to make a lot of whiskey, but tried to learn how to make whiskey in Denmark. I wanted to make very local, small amount of whiskey. Learned how to make whiskey for a few years,
Right.
then expanded for the first time on an old farmstead.
Right.
And in 2007 till 9 we built the old farmstead and started the new production in 2009.
Right. Wasn't that also with Portuguese pot stills?
It was the same small pot stills, 600 liter and 1,000 liter.
Mm-hmm.
In the last few years, we have made an agreement with Diageo, so we have built a new distillery over the last 2 years, and now we can produce a lot more whiskey. Yeah, still the same principles, floor maltings. We open fire pot stills and direct heat, and still very small pot stills, and 24 of them.
Right.
Yeah.
So for those of you out there, imagine Macallan, smaller, but yet the same concept, right? You have just a whole lot of the small stills
Exactly, yeah.
doing a whole lot of the same stuff, and it's very, very interesting. Now, Stauning is almost impossible to get.
Yeah.
It's sold out before it even reaches the market, I have the feeling sometimes. What is your core range at the moment?
Our core range is rye whiskies. I can get one.
Please do. Yes, that's what we're here for. Very, very good.
It's this one.
Yep.
Our malted rye whiskey, and it's 70% rye and 30% malted barley.
Okay, very good.
And kind of made like a single malt, double distilled on small pot stills. So it's very different to American rye whiskies, where it's smoother and it's not as spicy as American rye whiskies, but it's a really easy to drink and really tasty whiskey. And although only 4 years old, it has a lot of flavor. Yeah.
And for rye whiskey, from my experience with American whiskey, more than enough. If you have the temperature changes and so on, fine stuff. Now you're not famous for your rye whiskey, I think, not yet.
No.
What are you more famous for? What type of other core range do you have?
What if you could say our premium whiskey is probably our peated single malt.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is the latest edition of our peated. It's we just bottled it this Tuesday, and
That is recent.
it is very recent, and it hasn't been released yet. The first time we serve it to somebody is here at Hanse Spirit in Hamburg.
Hanse Spirit Hamburg, world premiere. Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Only about 750 bottles
Okay, yeah.
of this one, so it'll go on sale within the next 14 days.
All right, very good. I just love limited releases with 700 plus bottles.
It is very few, yeah.
That's like 2 barrels, or how many barrels, right?
It's 2 barrels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, very, very good. I once had a Heather, I think it was called, wasn't it? That's a little bit, just tiny little peated, and also one of these beautiful, beautiful label.
Yeah. It's we try to make. Usually we smoke with peat,
Right.
of course, but Heather is very local to our region in Denmark, and we wanted this special expression in our whiskey. So we made this experiment to smoke with Heather instead of peat, and it worked out very nicely.
Yeah.
And it's a very light smoked whiskey, but for somebody not into smoked whiskey, this could be the first step, the stepping stone into smoked whiskeys.
For me, for example, for us in the Scotch world, think Highland Park, just Danish and a little bit different, but still very, very good. What other products do you have? Anything exotic? Anything special here?
This is very exotic. Yeah. This is the Curious, and it's part of not our core series, but our research series, we call it.
Oh, I've never heard anyone actually say research. We've had experimental series a lot, but now we have research in whiskey in Denmark. I love it.
Yeah. It's this one is it's actually a new make. It's unmatured, and it's our rye, but peat smoked rye new make.
Okay.
And it works very well in say like a whiskey mac or or different cocktails like a Bloody Mary.
Yes.
Or it's very good for mixing and making long drinks and cocktails with.
Yeah.
And also drinking it like a mezcal, drinking it neat. It has a lot of flavor, and it's a very nice product.
Excellent.
And my sister did the artwork.
Oh, even better. Family-run business almost with that and so on. Very, very good. Now, I was invited to your grand opening in October, I think it was, 2018, which means we'll have to wait 3 years before the production has ramped up and the barrels have been, first of all, emptied and bottled, which is 2022, 23 by the time we see something. What are we going to do until then?
Of course, we have a lot of barrels in our warehouses from made in the old distillery. And the next few years, we will release whiskies from the old distillery.
Right.
And so supply should come. Yeah,
right,
it comes.
Very good. Now, 2 questions. First question, Diageo. How much influence did they really have now on decision making?
Yeah. It's a good question, actually, and that we were very interested in that when we started the collaboration with Diageo. But what they bought into in Stauning is actually they are interested in us running the business like we used to. We still make the whiskies we like to make. Yep. And how we like to make them. So we haven't changed in how we do it. The production methods are still the same. Our curiosity in whiskey is still the same. We still explore whiskey, and we still fine-tune the way we make whiskey, and we are very focused on what we set out to do, making a terroir product in Denmark, making a Stauning that tastes like nothing else but Stauning. So they are not interfering in any way with how we make our whiskey. What they're interested in is the amount we make, right, and when we make it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's their focus point.
And now, if I may ask a second question. It's not just them giving you something, but you taking something from them as well. They have Westland now in the U.S., which is also a similar concept. They bought partnerships and also shares and in different, I think also in Australia and so on. How is that craft distilling movement actually being encouraged? And how are you maybe cooperating or actually learning from each other?
We are not out studying other distilleries. I don't think we have our own way of doing it, and we are to be honest, we are busy learning how to use the new distillery, right. The newly built distillery. It's 24 pot stills. It's a new floor malting, a lot bigger than the old one, and it's an intense learning curve we are in now, because we have to make this work, and it's we're doing it in the same way, but at a larger scale than in the old distillery, where everything was very handheld, and we moved things around on small trucks, and so we are spending a lot of energy on our own distillery, and not looking very much.
So process optimization at the beginning, and just learning how to do that and so on. Very, very good. Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah. And now the Germans love going up to your area of Denmark on vacation. I'm sure you have a lot of German people that go there. What about your visitor center? When's it open? When can we visit you? How's that?
We don't know yet. We still have to get the new distillery up and running at a larger scale before we start letting visitors in there, because it would disturb what we're doing now. So we're not sure about when we're opening it, but we want to open it as much as anybody else. So it's just a matter of time.
All right, matter of time. Yeah. So 2019 or 20?
19.
Okay, good. I'm happy with that. Very, very good. All right, now last question. We're here in Hamburg, Hanse Spirit. First time for you?
First time for me. Stefan, my colleague, he has been here a few times.
Exactly. Last year I interviewed him in German as well. Now, what's the special thing about the Hanse Spirit for you so far?
Where we're standing, it's quite cold. Yeah, but it's getting better today, and I'm wearing my wool shirts from Jutland, so it works. It's a very nice place. This Hanse Spirit is the building is just amazing, and with the floors and the building. Yeah, it's a lovely place here. Yeah. And the Germans, they really seem to like our whiskey. So it's nice being here. Really is. Yeah.
Germans love peaty whiskey, and they like other whiskeys as well. It doesn't have to be Scottish. It's good, and your whiskey is good. WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of American in Germany, together with
Hanse from Stauning Whiskey.
Thank you very much, Hans. All the best.
All the best to you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.